Welcome to today's episode of Wholeness with Hannah. My special guest today is Jayne Wallace, Essex-born, world-renowned clairvoyant, author and founder of Psychic Sisters, the iconic London-based collective offering intuitive readings, energy healing, spiritual guidance inside Selfridges and selling a bunch of wonderful products. They have also appeared on Dragon's Den and received investment from Sarah Davis and Deborah Meadham, and Jayne has been practicing professionally for over 25 years. She is known as Kim Kardashian's favourite psychic, and she has a global client list. I have also been one of Jayne's clients. I had a reading with her back in 2023 at Selfridges, and we'll touch on that. She's also the author of several books and amazing oracle decks, and her newest book, Intentional Living, is out now. A beautifully practical guide to living with presence, purpose, and alignment. So, let's get into it, Jayne. Hello, nice to have you.
Hello, how are you doing? You okay?
Yes, good, thank you. We've been speaking about you coming on the pod for a while, so it feels really special that you're here.
Finally made it.
Yeah, great. Okay, so first of all, do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got into doing this work full time?
So I started sensing and seeing spirit from, oh my God, the moment I came out the womb. So
Really?
I've always been very intuitive from, all of my life, to be fair. And I always remember like dreams I used to have, and almost like astro travel. I used to kind of like see different countries and just used to connect with spirit, have angels. And I used to always like talk to my mum about like, what is this? Why do I see colours? Why do I see auras? Why do I see energy? And she was very spiritual, and she'd talk me through it. And then at a really young age, like 8 and 9, my mum always went to the Spiritualist Church for healing. So then she used to take me and my brother Adam. So I'd sit there in the audience, watch the medium on the stage, and then I'd basically see things beside them. So I'd look and then I'd see energy, or I'd get a name before they mentioned a name. And then lots of times like the medium would come and speak to us, because obviously we was really young. I was probably only 8 or 9 at the time. And then I'd explain what I'd seen. And he was like, oh my God, one day, I remember it was a gentleman, he was like, one day this is going to be you, you're going to end up being up here. And I was like, oh no, never. And it was just really weird, and that was kind of like my journey. And then obviously because mum was very open, very much like telling me about things like crystals. I always loved crystals, and always like made candles. I love essential oils. I always say I brew stuff, so I always kind of concocted some concoction somewhere along the line. But just really got into it when I was 19.
Okay, so you had it since you were young, but you didn't fully get into it till you were 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that you hear that a lot, like, because often people have it when they're young and then switch it off.
Yeah.
Do you hear that a lot?
Yeah, I think I got really sick when I was 12. So I woke up one day, I've got like rheumatoid arthritis, like juvenile. So I woke up at 12 just in really bad pain on my right hip, and then it was awful. And then it was like, for me, then I'm not angry, but it was just like, why didn't anyone like say that? Or if I am supposedly a healer or I've got angels around me, it's almost like, why do they not then connect and then help you through that journey? Does that make sense?
Yes. So why do you think they didn't?
I don't know. I think now as an adult, I look back and I've had an amazing journey in my life. But I think for me, my mum always said, because sometimes you have to go through certain things, certain pain to experience that, whether it's emotional, mental, physical or spiritual, it then puts you on that path. Do you know what I mean? If I hadn't have got sick at that age, I would have had a whole completely different career path, different life. And I think it's more like now I look at it and then I look back and I think, yeah, I got this for a reason. And I think that's probably why. I think now, if I went back and could change it all again, I probably would say no, because I love what I do. And I think obviously as a young child, it's like that way of going through pain and everything that I went through very well, even up to today. But it's a pathway I think I would probably stay on, if that makes sense. So I would go back and probably change some of it, but maybe not all of it.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, and it's similar for me. Like, things that happened cracked me open, and I had to go through them. I feel like it's your soul has to learn, doesn't it? Yeah. Especially if you're here to be a healer or a psychic or an intuitive. So yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so you're kind of referred to mostly as a clairvoyant. But I assume that
do all of it.
you use all your clairs, right?
Yeah, I use
Yeah.
everything. So I use all your tools. So yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
just literally, yeah. So I've always done mediumship, clairvoyance, tarot. I kind of combine everything rather than just label myself as one. I do a lot of intuitive counselling, and obviously it's the client in front of you where you'll get spirit, or you'll look more at, say, their present or where they're going. So for me, it's just connecting with the person more than labeling myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just for the listeners then, there I always think of like four main clairs. So I always think of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance.
Yeah.
Or there is like clairgustance and clairalience
Oh,
as
they're
well. Yeah, all of them.
everywhere. There's so many clairs. It's unbelievable.
So it's mainly your clairs are kind of the way that you receive your intuition and
The
your
information.
energy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So clairvoyance is through seeing, right? Through your mind's eye. So you might
Yeah.
and you get, obviously get visions, eyes open.
Closed.
Well, at the moment,
No,
yeah.
you get
So,
closed.
yeah, like I am, I'm still in the development phase. It's been a few years, but
Far from it. Far from it.
yeah, we'll talk about that. But just for people listening, so clairvoyance is sight. Clairaudience is when you hear things through your
Hearing,
ears.
yeah.
Clairsentience is feeling, so tingles
yeah.
or just feeling energy. And claircognizance, which started as my first, so that's a clear knowing, just knowing something's going to happen. Yeah, but that one was quite hard to be like, trust. Because at least with like clairvoyance and clairaudience, you kind of got this, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it. Knowing it, you're just a bit like, why do I know this?
Yeah, you can't say why. You just, when you just know something within you, and it's like, I just know, I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
And then it's just trusting that the recipient can take it, if that makes sense. So it's just knowing, like, when you say something, you can either be right or wrong, but I think sometimes when you go quite deep with clients, when you look at their more soul journey, sometimes it can be quite hard hitting. Do you know what I mean? Emotionally. So you have to know within yourself that it's correct, if that makes sense. So you have to just have that feeling. And sometimes with me, like, my mouth will engage, my brain don't think. So it's like I just say it, and then I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that? And then the client's like, no, it's fine, I understand. So it's also having empathy and sympathy and not, delivering so harshly. But it's also about, if you get a message, it might be the most smallest thing that you know, but it's most important to the person that you're sat with.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about you when you actually do your readings then. So how does it work for you? Do you just sit there and get all the information just come to you depending on the client?
Yeah, so I think once I start to engage with the person, like connect with the aura, connect with the energy, connect with spirit, I mean, then it flows. Do you know what I mean? And then I kind of then just take a breath. And then I think I use the cards as a tool. So I lay a card down, but I don't need to. And it kind of gives me that little bit of a journey. So then I'll connect with a tarot card, and then that gives me a little bit more information. And then I kind of get all the senses, and then I kind of see, sense, feel, and depending on obviously the person in general, it just how I feel about them and how I feel about their aura and their energy, and then I'll just start to talk and communicate, and then go with the flow, I suppose.
Yeah, and so you're the reader, and you call them the sitter, right? If someone's come to you to have a reading,
I just say client. Yeah,
client,
so some people say sitter. I just say client.
Yeah. So how do you deal with the whole sensitivity of it? Because I know people personally that are like, no, I'm too scared to have a psychic reading because they think you're going to tell them things about the future and like really scary things. So
I don't think we do. It's more guidance. So I think even the death card, for example, say like on tarot. To me, the death is transition. It's something dies for something to be reborn, but it doesn't mean physical death. We're not here, we're not God, so I've never really ever gone to someone and gone, oh my God, I feel you're going to pass away. Or I think it's just openness as the sitter, as you say. So it's just the sitter just being open. To be honest, a lot more people are more aware of it. So a lot more people come because they are interested or they just want to know things. I think people's attitudes have changed a lot. They're more open to spirit, and people are searching for that wellness energy. They're looking for something different. I'm not saying other than church and stuff and their own religion, but I think where sort of it's more to the forefront, people just want to know now. It's very different. I mean, I've been in Selfridges nearly 20 years, so the clients have stayed very similar, but then it's more all different, like from old to young. But we have such a variety of different clients, I suppose, such a variety of different customers, like from like Americans, and we've got like Chinese and Arab, and so we've kind of got a very different like insight into different people. And weirdly, like the Arab world, like Dubai and Qatar, and they're some of our like biggest clients.
Wow.
So it's just strange on different religions that people assume, oh, because you're that religion, you wouldn't necessarily come to see people like us.
Yeah. And I guess, so you've been in Selfridges 20 years.
Yeah, just coming up 20 years next year.
Well, congrats. That's amazing.
Crazy.
But also, 20 years ago, this was not thought of how it is now, right? So you must have
It's
seen
very different.
Yeah. How was it back 20 years ago when you first opened?
We had a lot of, let's say, born-again Christians. We had a lot of people outside Selfridges protesting, get them out of there, they're devil worshippers, all of that. It was a fate that took me into store. So it was very much, I mean, I was there just doing a reading for one of my friends on one of the coffee shops, and the CEO just happened to be staring at us at the right time in the right place on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock when he does one floor walk a week. And then just come over and was talking to us. And then he just offered me like an opportunity. He just said, like, I want you in my store, get you in my store. And then like a month and a half, 2 months later, we rolled up in Selfridges. So it was very, very like different. I mean, it's not heard of. We're still the only department store in the world that has like a psychic concession.
Yeah.
And from day one, everyone's like, you're going to fail, and, you know, it's not going to work. And like, I think like brands come, brands go, like loads of brands turned up and they were like, right, get them out, we need their space. And 20 years later, we're still there, like as strong as ever. And to be fair, the store is amazing. They treat us so well, and we've got so much respect, you know. And I think for us, like for me, I don't know, this is not my mission, but I feel like we brought it into the mainstream, like for people to kind of come in, and it's not poo-pooed because you're in such, you know, an iconic store. And I think it gives credibility, to our profession. And it's like now, like with my products, you can go into, let's say, Superdrug, and you can go into Holland Barrett, and then it's got like Psychic Sisters Sage, and no one would have thought that, you know, 10, 20 years ago that you could ever walk into like, you know, Superdrug and go, oh, I want to buy a sage stick. So I think even for the products like ASOS, you know, now it's kind of very much, you know, it's like day-to-day life, and we've just like landed like Argos and stuff and places like that. So then you can go to Sainsbury's in a couple of months and then you can buy our products. So it's just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. Well, congratulations, that's huge. And I definitely think you've made it mainstream. And I think that was, you know, part of your purpose, you know, that's why you've done this. And on that, so I think, you know, the world is waking up and people are searching for answers more than ever because of all the stuff going on in the world. It's hard, isn't it?
It's too much.
It's just too much. And we've had especially in the UK, such a mental health epidemic as well. And I think, that it doesn't surprise me that more people are seeking this spiritual guidance, which I think is amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. But so in readings then, I'm just trying to think about what people would want to know that are listening. What about if you're getting energy, you're getting information, and it's not really resonating with the person? Because I'm sure that happens.
I've got other readers, so I'll basically say,
really?
really sorry, I'm not connecting. Oh no, that happens to me. It's not all the time, but generally, it does happen. A couple of times, 3 times a week. So then I'll just like either say sorry, refund, sorry, see one of the other girls. Sometimes people will go away and come back, but it's energy. I don't really see money and finance. It's more about the energy. And if you don't connect, you don't connect. So I try to be as honest and sincere as possible.
Yeah, I love that. So sometimes is it just that you're not the right person for their reading at that moment, but it might be fine for someone else?
Yeah, and it might be like a lady come on Monday and I just didn't get anything whatsoever. And I was like, look, I know it's not right. I don't really ask questions in readings, but I know when I start to like ask a question, then, do you know what I mean? Then it's, for me, it's like, I'm starting to kind of, I don't want to fish. So I just said, look, I'm really, really sorry. Like, Carol's next door, and she went in next door and she had a brilliant, brilliant reading with Carol. So we're only as good as the person sat in front of us.
Yeah, so if you're going for a reading, say someone's thinking about going for a reading, you know, the more open they are to receive the guidance, the better, right? Rather than them going, go on, then prove to me that you're psychic.
A lot of people do that with us. So to be fair, it's normal. So a lot of people just come in, not speak, probably don't say hello. Now it's like they just sit there and go, I'm recording. That's their first thing they say now. I'm like, okay, that's like the new thing. It's like not even hello. It's like, let me record my reading. That's kind of how it is now. So I think people changed as well with like the way they are. So I'm kind of, yeah.
Right. So how do you deal with the skeptics?
I don't really, to be fair. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? And it don't really faze me. If you don't believe, don't believe. Don't come see us, you know. If you don't want, you know, why are you coming? You know, you're wasting your time, your energy, not mine. So we don't have that many, because to be fair, a lot of it is recommendation, word of mouth. So a lot of our clients have like someone spoken about us. So I think people come because they want to come more so than you'll get sometimes stupid people that come and very sceptical, but then we'll do the same thing. Look, really sorry. Not going to waste time on it. They've got, you know, life's too short to sit there worrying about what people think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I'm with you. Why come if you're going to be like that? But there are always those people, aren't there?
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah. And you have read for some major celebrities. So you've read for Kim Kardashian, which is, you know, that was in the news a lot. You're her favourite clairvoyant. How was it? I'm not expecting to tell me about the reading, but how was it?
Just normal. Do you know what? Everyone, I think, no matter how famous you are, no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, everyone's the same. So we all have the same issues, we all have the same problems. That's why I always say, just nice, like the family. I've met lots of, you know, they're just nice people. Just, you know, went in, sat in the front room, chatted to her, had a cup of tea, like, you know, sitting there having a chat with you. They're just the same. It's just, you know, doorways open and then you go down that doorway. And it was, you know, like we went out to LA for Kylie's party, just a little, like they flew us over and we did the party with Kylie and me and Sheila went. And that was just like everyone was there. So like to us, it's a part of our day-to-day life. So you have to just still treat, no matter who you are, whether, you know, you're there or there, you treat everyone the same. So I think it's really important just, you know, to just be yourself and be authentic.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because did you see, so obviously you've done a lot of celebrity clients. Did that kind of boost the business? Because as you said, it is funny. Why do people think that because you've done a celebrity...
No, different.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? But it has a connotation.
It's good because I wanted my .com, and I'm just going to say it honestly, I wanted psychicsisters.com, and then it was so busy after the first time, and that booked my .com, because it's like, so I'm just saying it, so it doesn't really make, at that moment in time, you get that impact of millions of emails, but we're busy anyway, if that makes sense. So I don't think it's great to have a quote on my website from her, of course it is, and put her on a book, and do you know what I mean, or anyone we've ever read for, but I think it doesn't, you know, it's old news, isn't it? It's like you're there for a couple of weeks, everyone I mean, I think people are still talking about it, but you know what I'm saying. It's like you just get a label.
That. Yeah, definitely. So obviously I had a reading with you 2 years ago now, and when I walked into Selfridges and I came into the room with you, you said to me, the first thing you said to me was, oh, okay, so you're like me. How are you going to, you said, how are you going to use your gifts? Because it's going to be different to the mainstream. And I was like, oh, because at that point I had like my awakening. It had been about a year. Right. So I was, you know, going through this like, whoa, what's happening? I'm feeling all this stuff. And the fact that that was the first thing you said to me. And obviously that was 2 years ago now. And it's just opening up.
You need to be a sister. Come work with us. Come to the store.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like I am still, I'm super much more sensitive, much more open. But I do feel that I'm going to be using them in different ways still. Yeah. And I think part of the reason it's happened to me, and actually you said to me, you've had this since you were a kid. And I was like, I don't know. And then you were like, did you used to feel people's energy when you were younger? And you know what? I had shut it off so much. Because I do remember when I thought about this over the years, is when I was quite young, I would wake up every single night and I clearly could feel energies in my room, and I would get out of bed every single night for honestly years, till I was like embarrassingly old. And I would go into my mum and dad's room and be like, I don't want to sleep in there. Yeah,
because it's like the boogeymen at the end of the bed, isn't it? It's like weird, and then you just like,
I didn't know. I don't think I knew that was happening. Like I don't think I could see them, but I could obviously feel something. Or be aware. Yeah, and I think also I was very sensitive as a child, and I think something happened at school where I got really embarrassed in class and burst into tears, and I internalized that as I shouldn't show my sensitivity.
Yeah.
So I really think I shut it off, and
Now it's back tenfold.
When I was when I was in my 30s. So I'm 35 now, but my awakening happened very quickly after a breakup.
Yeah,
so
always, because it's emotional, and then it's like you've got that devastation in your heart.
It happened super quickly. So the night we broke up, it was very sudden. He walked out. I looked at myself in the mirror, and it was as though something came, like I just looked at myself, and I said to myself, oh my God, you are going to have to go through this. You cannot go back. But I just had this sense of something happened at that moment that I was supported.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It's like you've got everything around you, but it's like you're alone, if that makes sense.
Oh, it was awful. I've been crazy. In like solitude for like 3 years.
Oh, wow. New beginning. Need a new man now. Well, none of us need a man, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, you said that to me in my reading as well. I didn't tell you anything, and you went to me. So you told me about, we talked about the gifts, and we talked a bit about my family, and then you went to me, oh my goodness, he really hurt you. And I was like, oh my God, he did.
Oh no, it's done now though. That's in the past.
Oh yeah, super. But you were like, don't go back. Nope, not for you. He'll drain you. And I was like, yeah, no.
It's easier to go back than to run away.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's the easiest option.
But then you were like, no, you're going to meet the right person, but when you are the version of you who you need to be. And actually that's taken longer than I thought it was going to take, because I think I had to get really comfortable. I had to come out the spiritual closet.
Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? And that's the hardest thing, because people judge you for it.
Yeah, especially because
what do you do for a living? Imagine like going through customs and saying, what do I do? Like passport control. I do it all the time. On my passport, it's got clairvoyant. They're like, oh, do me a reading. So many times, like you stand at passport control, it's like fun, especially in the US.
That's so good. Yeah, I mean, they're more open to it out there, though, especially in LA.
Yeah, very much so. I think so.
Yeah. Well, I think also part of the reason it's happening to me is I think I'm meant to show people it's more normal than we think, because I used to work in banking.
Oh, the finance,
from like such a logical background, but no one in my family was spiritual apart from, I think, my grandma, but she just kept it under wraps. Well, like she wasn't, but I connect with her, and she was the first person when this all happened. Her spirit came into my body once during yoga.
Right. Yep.
It was.
So then you felt.
It was. I could. This is going to sound weird to people. I could taste her.
Yeah,
like I could taste her smell, and it was the most overwhelming feeling of love. It was, they called it like a spiritual orgasm. It was like
that boom.
Oh my God. And that's happened a few times, not for a while actually, because I think that was her way of being like, wake up, I'm here, kind of thing.
And times you need them the most, it's times they come through when you least expect it. When you sit there going, I'm meditating, come through, they don't. And it's like when you don't, you get on with life, it's almost like then they go bam. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it happened. It was probably a couple of months before I had the reading with you, because I went on a retreat, and I'd been around people, because none of my friends were really into it. It happened to me, but no one around me. That's why I think I was meant to be in solitude and figure it all out on my own. But anyway, the girls on the retreat were super open to this stuff, and it was our last day, and we were doing yoga in the morning, and she just came into my body at the end, and then I got stung on the arm by a wasp, and I have been stung 5 times in 3 years.
Oh wow!
And I think the wasps have been activations, which again sounds
to give you a stab to say, "Come and wake up."
Yeah, and I'm allergic to wasp stings, which I found out over the last few years. So that's been like sort of the painful bit as well, because every time I've been stung, I've opened up even more after it. It's just
right. Don't get stung ever again. You're on the right path.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I will get stung again now.
No, fingers crossed, done.
Yeah, oh my God. It is so wild. But I'm really passionate about making this so much more normalised, because it's made my life so, I mean, it's been really tough, but not anymore. Like, I'm through it. I'm out of it.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm just like, the support when you're connected to that, when you know you've got angels, you've got guides, you can you've got your ancestors. It's changed my life because of the support.
Yeah, that's it. And once you meet your community, I'll say your family, like the girls in store and the warehouse girls, you've met you've got your new family, if that makes sense, and then you get that support from everybody else around you, which is really good.
Yeah, and you need that, don't you?
It's just finding your people. you know. And even like we just done a retreat. I did like a press trip. We went out to St Lucia, which is really lovely, for like a hotel press trip to do retreats. And there was a girl there, and she was one of the big magazines, and she came, but she was the skeptic. So obviously you've got to have a bit of mix up when it comes to press. There was five girls there, 5 ladies. And she was the one that was there to kind of, not poo-poo it, but to kind of do like an adverse article. And she was the one that connected so strong. Like she was like, oh my God, I can't even say who, what, when, where and why. And she got so much, like she got her dad through, and she was just like, it's like overwhelmed. And she's like, I phoned my husband. I can't explain to him what, how. And she went, I can't even say anything negative about it. She goes, because I can't understand it. And she was like for days just trying to departmentalize it. And it was just really crazy. Wow. And it's like she had the most phenomenal experience. Like she connected on another level. She's like with you, I breathed in, I got his energy. I knew it was him. I see him. He walked up to me. I had a full-blown conversation. And for her, it was the most like freaky experience ever. But then it's now it's another eye open to go, oh my God, I'm going down that pathway. And now she's like, right, I'm going down the spiritual pathway. So from a complete skeptic to then the opposite, it's like crazy. So she's gone full circle, which is really sweet.
Well, there was a reason why she was on that trip, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Definitely.
And that's like, it's quite there. But it was brilliant for her.
So on that, do you think that everyone has the potential to be psychic and to use intuition and all these gifts?
Everyone has intuition, everyone has gut. I always say you get good hairdressers, bad hairdressers. So, everyone like will get a feeling, don't go down that alley, don't do this, don't do that, get off the motorway. And I think it's just everyone learning just to listen to their intuition, I think is important. And yeah, I'm not saying everyone needs to go off and do this as a career change, but I think if you listen to your inner self, if you listen to your soul and something says, do this, do that, it's just having faith. I think when your gut says, open a business, it's just like I jump into the deep end, if I drown, I drown. So it's like some people are too scared to make change in their lives and other people are more forthright in doing that. And I think if your gut says do something, absolutely do it.
Yes, but that's the problem. People ignore their gut because I think the reason people ignore their intuition, because as you said, we all have it, some stronger than others, is because it almost always requires a change. It's a change.
It requires a change, and it's right.
Yeah, and people don't like that. And, that I've made some crazy leaps over the last few years because I'm like, I just know I need to do this. It will make sense later. But what would you say to people then that were like, I just can't do that? Like, even if I have a gut feeling, I don't feel safe enough to take the leap because, we have limiting beliefs and we're stuck in what society makes us. Like, how do people get past that? Because, for me, it's
just do a little bit. If, say, for example, your gut says change your job, then maybe don't leave the company, just do an internal shift or just make a little bit of change. I'm not saying everyone has to run before they can walk, but just maybe do a baby step. Something that makes you feel comfortable. Like, say, for example, you want to go out again, meet a guy. Just go to the pub or someone will go, oh, I've got no friends. Then meet a friends group. Find ways, to find a way around things rather than, do you know what I mean? Just take that little step forward, have that faith to do one thing. Once you've done it, then you'll go, oh, I can do that. And it is about faith and judgment as well. People go, oh, why are you doing that? Well, everyone's got their own opinions. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, even with me, it's like, why'd you do this? And it's just, you do it because you do it, And I think it's just having that faith to take that leap and go, right, I'm going to make this work.
Definitely. Oh my God. Yeah. And
if you don't try, you never know, do you? Do you know what I mean? I always say, what can you do? You fall flat on your face, you get up. You know what I mean? But if you don't fall, you're never going to learn, are you?
No, definitely.
And if it all goes wrong, you just go back to the way things were.
Yeah, I say that. You can always go back to your old job. But what's your view on, how the difference between we create our reality, but some things are always meant for us. Some things are always going to find us.
Positioning, I call it. We're always positioned to do stuff, always. So I feel like in store, like what am I doing there on a Tuesday at the time when the CEO comes through the door and comes over and talks to me? I always say you're positioned in life for a door to open, whether it's good or bad.
Right. And your own actions, though, do you think that can change the path, or eventually you'll be pushed back?
I think like if, say, for example, he'd come over and I'd not spoken to him, just said, oh, hi, and not joke with him, laugh with him and, told him some bits about himself, it would have been a whole different scenario. But I'm quite confident. So it's like, I'll just go talk to anyone. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just like, so like you want to meet a guy, for example, you sit there looking down. If you look up and it's like they see your eyes, you know. I think it's the engagement with people, or it's manifestation. I just always think, like years ago, we did a photo shoot in the house we're in, like, and it's like a big mansion. We live in a little cottage in the ground. I don't live in a big mansion, but I done a photo shoot there years and years ago, and it was like the worst photo shoot in the whole world. It was like pictures were bad. It was for Spirit and Destiny. And then I said, I'm going to live here one day, not in the big house, mansion's too haunted. And then now, lo and behold, I'm living in a little cottage in the grounds of this big mansion where I wanted to live. And like, you know, that door opened. We was looking for a house, the cottage came, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to get that one. So it's weird.
But did you feel that was going to happen, or do you think you put it out there and it happened?
Just in a knowing. So I just kind of maybe sent it out there to the ether.
Yeah. So is that how you would recommend people manifest? Kind of put it out to the universe, say, I want this, but then you've also got to take some actions?
Yeah, I think it's not wanting, it's just, I always think don't do anything for greed. It's like we all want £1 million in the bank, but do it because you know, like I want to live here. I could be really happy here. So it's putting it in a way where you're not doing it for greed or self-worth. It's just like, this is where I want to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like I always wanted a book with Bloomsbury Publishing, for example. And I was like, right, I think it was about 2 years ago, I was like, right, I want to do Bloomsbury. I really want a book with them. And then all of a sudden they emailed. And then when we did Dragon's Den, for example, they were like, what do you want from us? And I was like, I want Sainsbury's. I said, and I want Superdrug, because they're like brands that I grew up with as a child. And then literally we got back 2 days later, I had an email like, Superdrug calling, we want you in our store. Nothing to do with Dragon's Den. And I manifested it without realising it. And then we ended up in Superdrug.
Yeah, that's
so it's
amazing.
just like things like business and stuff I really love. I enjoy what I do. So it's like, for me, it's not everything about business and stuff, but it's just how then you manifest that.
Yeah, because you're manifesting from your energy. I'm pretty good at getting the things that I want, but also that are going to help other people. It's
That's
not just,
what I mean.
Yeah, it's not. That's amazing though. How has it been working with Sarah Davis and Deborah?
I'm not with Deborah, just with
you're
Sarah.
not? Oh, it's just with Sarah,
Yeah,
okay.
no, so, just decided to go down one path, one route. Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. It's fine. You know, she's quite helpful and it's an experience. I really wanted it. I think probably about 2 months before I was around someone's house and she does TV, I was like, oh, do you know anyone on Dragon's Den? I said, I really want to do Dragon's Den. And literally then I just sent an email and then I got on it. So I manifested that as well. And then my other half was like, don't do it. You don't want to go on that show. And I literally applied, and I think about 4 weeks later they came to me and they were like, yep, you've got through stage 1. And it was just really easy.
Wow. Yeah. So what do you think about the whole, do you believe that there are some things for people that even if you missed it the first time round, like say you hadn't spoke to the guy in Selfridges, it would have somehow come back around? Do you believe that?
I think it would have then been a different pathway, probably. I don't think necessarily, like I wanted to be in Harrods. We went into Harrods. I got Harrods and then I left, like I think I was there about 4 months. I was like, I don't like it. It's not for me. And I left, so it was an opportunity that I shouldn't have probably took, but I took. But I didn't lose anything. It was just a very different environment that I didn't enjoy. So I don't really do things because if I don't enjoy it, I won't do it. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to. But I think, maybe it would have come back, but the chances of me going into London, I'll probably go I think for that, I went Christmas, we went before, I only went back to Selfridges because I wanted to get a little Aveda foot gel. I wanted like a mint foot gel. So I would have gone back, probably not, to be honest. So I'm not really, I live out in Essex, so I don't live in London. So probably no to that. I think it was just positioning, time was right. Yeah. He was kind of being a bit nosy in what we were doing with cards, and it just all fell into place.
Yeah, I love that. I'm also from Essex. I'm from Upminster.
Oh, you are? So not too far.
Yeah.
Around the corner.
Yeah, because I think people, and I'm sure you see this with all your clients. Well, let me ask you that as a question. What are the most common themes people come to you with? Because I do think the phrase, what's for you will never miss you, people like to hold on to that so they don't have to take action sometimes. Yeah,
true. I think for me, I do a lot of businesses, so it's more like business. Love life obviously comes through, more so say than connecting with spirit. So I think people now are more about relationships, friendships, boundaries is quite strong. And soul purpose at the moment, it's like, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What am I doing? Because there's so much uncertainty. So I think people are just quite confused about stuff.
And the disconnection between people is huge. I mean, since
it's crazy.
Since the pandemic. So I'm not surprised. Like the way people meet their partner now has
It's not
changed a
normal.
lot.
Phones
Yeah.
are their lives now. Like, that's
Yeah.
your interaction. You interact with an AI. And I think people have lost that way to communicate and talk to each other. That's what I said. Like, they walk in, sit down. I need my phone. I need to record. And I'm like, do you not say hello first? So now I'm quite rude back. I'm not rude,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, do you not actually say hello to someone anymore? It's just like, and I think people have become more looking down. They don't talk. We like, you know.
Yeah,
But it's
definitely.
communication.
Yeah, and when you say boundaries, do you mean people are coming to you to see like where they should
Where
be
their
setting
boundaries are, and oh, should I, let go of my friend that's used me for the last 5 years, for example?
And you're like,
It's
yes.
like, yeah, definitely, don't do it. Or should I go back? Or guilt. So it's about setting your own boundaries in place and learning to, just be yourself again. People
Yes.
stop laughing, like, before COVID, go out and have a dance, and you know what I mean, you wouldn't get online and meet guys, people do, but now it's like, oh my God, how do I stand in a pub and chat to some random stranger?
Yeah, I'm sort of at that point where, because I'm so connected to myself, my intuition, I can't use dating apps because they just don't feel right. It just feels
But you
like
don't know who's on the other end of the phone, do you? It's like,
But it
there
just
might be
feels
nice
forced.
guys there, but it's false, isn't it? And that's it. And then you can be a different person, obviously. You can, but I think it's, the old-fashioned way, like go on go out and go on a date, or talk to one of the girls and just go, look, is there someone you know that I would like? Or it's just about opening doors, isn't it?
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. I'm like, I'm ready to meet someone now, but he's not anyone, he needs to be.
Yeah, you need someone. It's like, I always say, don't waste time on time wasters. Like, kiss some frogs, absolutely, but
Done that. I've done that phase. I don't want to kiss any. I don't want to kiss any more frogs. I mean. Yeah.
But it's like now just going out meeting somebody that gets you as you want your person. You don't want just random people that are just going to hurt you and let you down.
No. So do you think when people come to you for love readings, do you think that there is someone specific for someone, or is it just?
I think those people come through our lives very few and very far between. So when you get your good egg, you keep your good egg. But I think some people will say you've been through a lot of trauma with certain people. You're like for like. It's like you'll end up patterns, like going back for the same guy, just a different label. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, how do you then go, right, I don't want that bad person. I actually want someone that's, open and loves me and sees me. And I think then we all do it. You go back to the same pattern, or you attract those type of people. So I think once you do your boundaries, go, right, I don't want that guy. I don't want to date my ex again just with a different body. Yeah. I think then it's how you mentally change that. And that's the hardest thing, because some people just go for people that are, wanting to sleep with everybody and, do drugs or party or lie and cheat. And you're used to that. So then you're just, oh, well, it's okay.
Definitely. So
it's
about
then
breaking
seeing through
plan.
people and getting that feeling of, right, he's not a good guy. So, like, no, I don't want to go on my third date with him, and just say no.
So when you're reading for someone, you're picking up what's in their energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you feel when someone has got someone they're going to meet in their energy?
Yeah, of course. So you're looking, you're just awareness of, someone who's on their way. And usually you do like a time sort of, I would always say, like, if I see someone, like, you're probably 4 months away from your one. So it's that way of kind of, you know what I mean? You just get, again, that awareness or that knowing of, I just get that connection. This is what I feel.
And when you say my one, do you mean the guy's
Your
energy?
person.
Yeah, that's orbiting me, and it's just about timing
to happen. Yeah, which you felt that anyway. You're kind of looking. You felt about March time, so I think between now and then, it's like then fate will just open that door and you're ready. And the weird thing is, he doesn't need fixing, so you haven't got to go in and fix. And do you know what I mean? He's just a nice normal guy that's got a good heart. And sometimes that's hard when you meet normal, when you're so used to bad.
That's what I've been. That's what I have worked on.
Yeah, and then you're in your brain, you'll be going, is he a bad guy? Is he not? And then you're going to analyse everything about him, which you don't really particularly want to do.
No, and I think that's the work, isn't it? My nervous system now, I've retrained it to want safe, to want someone that's on the same level as me, whereas I definitely used to, I used to think safe was boring because I was used to a bit more chaos, and I didn't love myself the way I love myself now.
Safe is good. You want to wake up with someone in 20 years, not, you know what I mean? It's like that way of that you're ready for your family, and it's just grounding yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel him in my energy. I feel his energy, and it's very different than anything I've ever had, but it feels so good, and I'm really excited to meet him.
That's it. So it's just it's different. It's a nice feeling rather than thinking, I've got to wake up to fight some drama every day.
Yeah.
And it's just embracing that, isn't it? And I always say, expect nothing, whatever you get's a bonus. So if you don't expect anything from that person, do you know what I mean? It's just then trying to go with the flow and try and just allow that relationship to develop on its own.
Yeah, because when you're, you said you give people intuitive counselling and stuff. That's more about, you love yourself, getting people to understand what they need to work on, because that's when you can attract someone at the right level where you're both whole. And that's the only thing I want now. I don't want to need him. I want to want him.
But at the moment as well, people are overdoing it. So they're constantly. Okay. So when you just got to go, right, I've done it. And then it's like, I still need to do more on myself. And sometimes you just got to know when to draw a line in the sand and just go, right, okay, I'm there, I'm ready. I think that's the hardest thing.
I'm ready. I'm done it. There's nothing more I need to do.
No more healing, no more thinking. Just go and get.
Yeah, love that. So the other thing I really wanted to ask you, because obviously you are super open, you're super intuitive, and you've obviously got all your practices. For someone that has all these, you're constantly open, how do you deal with closing yourself off and grounding in everyday life? Because I'm sort of there now, but that was really hard for me. And anyone listening that's a bit like, right, I know that I'm open. I call it energy hygiene, because I'm Reiki
just
master.
Cleansing and clearing. Yeah. Literally said it in the word. I just literally will sit there and just breathe and just go, right, ground me. I think because I'm so like I'll get in the car and I'm in work mode, for example. So I just open up on the way to work, and then generally on the way home I just like breathe and close myself down. I think you'll go crazy if you take on board everyone's issues and problems. So definitely. I think it's just, I just put myself into a pattern where if I'm in the warehouse, I'm on warehouse mode. And then if I'm going to the store and I'm doing readings all day, it's like I'll open up and close down. Generally, I just breathe before I go to bed at night. And then I just re-energise myself.
And how do you close yourself down? Like, do you visualise?
I just connect with spirit. I just literally, I do breath work now. So I just breathe in positive energy, release, and then I just ground myself. I think I just do it naturally now. I don't really get into a routine. I just naturally just go, right, I'm grounding myself, and I just get focused, really.
Yeah, because I guess it's your life, it's your job, so you can just sort of switch.
But me and meditation don't really work, so I've tried all the meditation, and I can open my chakras, close my chakras, but I like to do it really quick. I'm like kind of a minute and I'm done, because my brain's always been very elsewhere. I've got like a million one things that I need to kind of think about and do. So I think for me it's just breathing, just like calling my mum, and just like spiritually just closing all my chakras. But I like to do things quite fast.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the meditation now and again. I'm doing sound baths, like we're doing the water sound baths now, which are brilliant. So on the Lilos in the swimming pool. So I think
where's that?
Oh, in Essex. So it's in Loughton.
Amazing.
Oh my God. It's with a lady called Anita. Yeah, you'll have to come. It's absolutely brilliant. So I think the next one's, it's on the 20th. So she does one a month.
Amazing.
And they're really good. She lay on this lilo and it's like absolutely phenomenal, and she's absolutely brilliant. Like, it's a really good experience. So I've done like 3 of them now, and we've got another one we're doing I think next week, so that's quite good. And then I just I've got the girls at work, and then we all chat, and then healing, and so we kind of do all of that. But I think it's just finding your own way to ground yourself, finding your own way to close yourself down, because you can read a lot of things and people tell you lots of different techniques, but I think just find your own technique.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I've been honing. That's why I think I've needed to. The universe spirit has been like, no one can distract you, Hannah. You have got to nail this. This is going to be part of you. Yeah. So I've gone through all different ways to ground and cleanse and protect. But as you said, it's much more natural now. I'm like, right, I'm in, I'm out.
That's it. And just do it quick. Because if you take, like, let's say you do a 20-minute grounding meditation, it's good to do, don't get me wrong. But then you're overthinking it, and then it's just, you just want to get on the train and just go, put me in my bubble. Do you know what I mean? And ground yourself. You don't want to be sitting there going umming for like 20 minutes. You need to just do it quick. And so we do like little aura sprays and mists and essential oils like sage and sal planto is really good. Like just a roll on or a spray. So if you get anxious, it's like using your crystals, like popping a crystal in your bra and just, or your bracelet, and just cupping it and just going, right, protect me. You know, so if you're in that situation.
That is the intention. It's
intention.
The intention.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. Because I think people find it hard to believe that they can just go, right, I'm protected. I'm setting that
Parking
intention.
angel, we all have that, don't we? Parking angel, we all got it. You go, parking angel, find me a space. You'll get a space. I love my parking angel. It's like,
I love the angels. And like, it's interesting because I would never thought this would be something I would be saying. Like, as I said, it all happened so quickly.
So quickly.
And you just realise that this world is not what I thought it was at all, and we are so supported, so connected, But, you know, for me, I think part of the mission is to be that sort of relatable, you know, oh, well,
Yeah.
you know, Hannah's still grounded, she's still normal. But
Yeah.
look, so like I think that's sort of what I'm here to do, because I don't see myself necessarily sitting and giving people readings like you.
Yeah, just a
But
different way. You just do it a
yeah,
different way.
yeah, and I do find that I get sent a lot of people that I know what I need to say to them. I don't know them, they're random, they'll just talk to me and I'll just
Yeah.
say it and I'll be like, oh, okay, that was meant to happen, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I think that's it. Like you walk into, let's say, Sainsbury's, and then there's someone there that just needs someone to talk to. I mean, when we go to the pet shop the other day, Terry's like, my friend, she's like, why do you always just attract people? Got to the till, she's paying for her dog food, and then the woman starts crying. She goes, my mum died yesterday. And Terry was like, oh. But then you stand, like, there's a reason, isn't there? Like, you talk to people and stuff, so it's like, you know, and Terry just laughs. She just laughs at me. She's like, always. She goes, we can't go anywhere without you.
Well, that's your aura, that's your energy,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
it. And then you just bring people in, didn't you?
And I want to bring it into businesses and banking. And
That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
we
the
want to do
industry-
wellness zones. I love a wellness zone. So we're just starting now. So basically, we'll pop up, do have 8 different zones, and it's that way of one will do meditation, one will do mini reading, one will do like a sound bath, and so I think it's definitely something companies look at it all the time. I mean, we do a lot of corporate events, and they're more open to it.
Yeah, they're definitely like, I want to get it into like banking and, you know, my old arena where people aren't maybe as skeptical as you think anymore.
No,
and
they're
I just
not.
think
They're
it's
absolutely not.
It's
The amount of CEOs and directors we see of some of the biggest banks in the world, seriously, it's like they're very, very open.
Yeah, everyone's looking for the guidance. Everyone wants the connection. It's just, I do think though, I mean, I don't know what you think about this, is that the best way is for you to experience it yourself rather than someone tell you.
Yeah. It's just then taking that breath, and even if you touch a little bit on the energy that we connect with, it's quite powerful. And I think people are looking more at intuition, especially in the financial industry, for example. It's like they want to know. Like I went out to Bahrain of all places for the EO, and it was literally I was doing lectures on business and how to bring intuition into business and to grow businesses.
Yes,
that's quite strange, really.
That's on my list.
Like, yeah, that's it, and it's really good. But then you go to an Arab country that's brought you out there to do that, and you just think it's just not in their culture. I know it sounds strange, but it's like it's a completely different culture, and then they're flying you, like they'd say, might come over and we want you to talk about it. And we do that a lot with some of the big companies where it's like you'll get like 10 CEOs together, and then it's just like we do like a 2-hour on, right, this is what you need to do to tap into your intuition, to grow. And then like Wellness Wednesdays, it's all about midweek breathing and aligning and taking, you know, a few minutes out, even if it's just, you know, running to get a cup of coffee and just being in that zone.
Yeah, I love it. So cool. I love that this is where...
Just that bringing positive energy into work, and if you can
Yeah.
have that in your environment, it's always a good thing.
Yeah. How many of you is there now at Psychic Sisters? I've met Sheila before.
I've met Sheila. Yeah, I think we've got like 14 readers, and then we've got receptionists, and then we've got the warehouse. So yeah, so there's a few of us there.
Amazing.
So we all specialise in different things and stuff, but they're all lovely. We've got a really nice team.
Yeah, everyone's lovely. I've met Carol actually as well.
Carol's sweet, yeah. So I think Sheila's been there like, she's been with me like 17 years. Jackie's been there the longest, and Diane. So Diane came on board, oh my God, probably about 19 years ago. And then she left for a bit and come back. So she kind of goes off and travels and pops back in. But yeah, so the girls mainly have been with me for like ever.
Love it. What are your next plans for Psychic Sisters then?
Oh, I don't know, just going with the flow.
Yeah,
really.
that's it. Why am I asking you that?
I want to get in the beauty hall. I've been wanting to get in the beauty hall we was up there for a bit, so I want to like move up to the like ground floor. So I really want to expand that, but whether they let us or not isn't. Well, they will let us. I'm going to have conversations with them. But yeah, but we're happy where we are in the cook shop. So just
Amazing.
yeah, just doing as we're doing really, and just going with it.
Okay, amazing. Well, we're nearly out of time, but is there anything else you would like to leave listeners with that are maybe a little bit curious, a little bit skeptical, not quite sure, but they know there's something going on with them?
Yeah, I just think like everyone just needs to have faith in who they are and what they're doing, and yeah, just like look for the changes and sense and feel, look for numbers and energy, and I think it's just being open to it. You know, openness is the most important thing. Yeah, because I think even if you get that little bit of intuition, you think, oh, do you know what I mean? It's something that I feel is important. So it's just having faith.
Yeah, and on that bit about the faith, because one thing that was hard for me, and the reason why I think it took me a long time to be like, this is happening, was because none of my family, like, it was never spoken about.
They're not going to. It's like, I always say, it's coming out the closet. You'll get people, honestly, that rip you to part because of what you do. I mean, Sheila, when she came out of her closet, most of her friends stopped speaking to her because it was like, oh. And then Carol, they're, oh my God, what religion are they? I think they're like Hare Krishna. What's Carol Joko? I'm just trying to think. What's she? Yeah. Oh my God, I can't think what faith, but let's say they're Christian. Yeah, it's like her son stopped speaking to her.
Oh, wow. But it's a part of her path, isn't it? It's what she's here to do. So, yeah, I guess it is about embracing it regardless.
Yeah.
You've got to embrace who you are. And my family are like, okay, this is Hannah now. Yeah, they are now.
The people that are your friends, do you know what I mean? They will
yeah,
kind of support you and help you, and then people that don't, they're not really your friends anyway.
Yeah, my grandma up there, she actually in my reading with you were like, your grandma's here, and I was like, cool,
yeah,
she
she's
is.
an angel, isn't
Yeah,
she? Just connecting with her and just knowing that, you know, they're there. So not everyone leaves us.
Yeah, that's so nice for people, and that's I guess you do get a lot of people coming for connection with someone that's passed. Yeah.
And it's nice, I think, reassurance that they come through.
Yeah, but you can't choose that, right? It's only if they choose
to
come.
Come if they want to come. You can't force it. I think if they're there, they're there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think when people tell you it's hard, I say, oh yeah, I've lost my mum, and you don't feel it. I think it's just being honest. If you get a link, you get a link, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, and it's got to be some sort of evidence as well. People are looking to know. You need to,
rather than just saying, oh, I've got you, you know, your dead nan here. It's like you need that evidence to know, like to prove to you that she's there. But sometimes they come through with little things, sometimes you get a lot. So it just really depends on the conversation, isn't it? And sort of how you connect with them.
And it's also then, I guess, you personally looking out for the signs from them as well. Like my grandma is lavender. That is.
So that's it. Whenever you smell it or you get a feeling, then you know she's with you.
And it's there's been some crazy times. Like when I was in LA, it was everywhere. But the craziest time was my boiler broke. And I had a guy in to fix it, just a random guy, older guy, didn't know him. And I was just in my kitchen as he was fixing the boiler. This was about a year ago. And he went, Hannah, I can smell lavender.
So he's proving to you she's there.
And like this was this man that just, I mean, didn't even seem remotely open. But he just was like, have you sprayed lavender? And I was like, no. But it shocked me because I was like, how has she done that? Like, and then I felt her. I was like, oh my God, she's here. But she used him. To
confirm that she's with you, so you need that confirmation, don't you?
It was wild.
It was crazy.
I loved it. Okay, amazing, Jayne. I've loved this chat with you. Where can the listeners find you? Psychic Sisters or readings?
PsychicSisters.co.uk, and then obviously we're based in Selfridges in central London.
And you do online readings?
Thank you so much. Yeah, we do online readings. Yeah, so we can do it sort of, you know, via WhatsApp video, and so just go via the website, and everything's on there.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time and for all your wisdom. I have loved this conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
No worries. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.